Warning, this video will be covering topics such as abuse, neglect, torture, death, and attachment/rebirthing therapy. If any of that bothers you, I completely understand if you want to leave. Stay safe, I love you guys, and let's get into it. Hello dudes, dudettes, and everything in between. I'm Rayez, and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk, episode 9, I think? 8 or 9. I'll check whenever I edit this video. But this is going to be different from my normal Let's Talk episodes. Today, we will be talking about the life and death of a young girl known as Candace Tiara Elmore, later to be changed to Candace Newmaker, whose short life, in one word, was tragic. So since you made it past that initial warning, let's get into it because it's a lot. On April 18th, 2000, Candace Tiara Elmore was taken away from her siblings because she was born into an abusive home. And after a couple of years of being in and out of foster homes, she was finally adopted by a woman named Jean Newmaker. Now, this adoption was not smooth. According to Jean, she couldn't make friends, she'd be violent towards her and other kids, set things on fire, kill goldfish, though it may or may not be true because everybody else said that she was a very sweet and pleasant young girl. After trying several medications and therapies, nothing worked, and she was diagnosed with something called Reactive Attachment Disorder, or RAD, which is a disorder usually in children in which the child cannot form any type of connection or bond with anybody or anything. Yeah, real rad. So Jean learned of a special kind of treatment known as attachment therapy, which was her last hope of forming a connection with Candace. So she took Candace thousands of miles away from her home in North Carolina and was taken to Evergreen, Colorado to a woman named Connell Watkins, who, by the way, was not licensed in any way. Yeah, she wasn't. Also, would you take your child to a woman that looks like this? Yeah, that's a basement murderer, which it took place in her basement, so it's fitting. Red flags, everybody, come get your red flags.
Free samples, get them while they're hot.
The second week of this awful abusive treatment came, and apart from being mentally and physically scarred, things seemed to be going well for Candace until the final day of treatment, in which Candace was going to be participating in a type of therapy called rebirthing, which, by the way, has never been proven to work and has actually been proven to make things worse. During the procedure, Candace was supposed to simulate the birthing process. During this procedure, she was wrapped very tightly in a blanket while Connell and 3 other fully grown, overweight adults sat on her, pressing against her face, back, legs, and 70-pound body. Jean was instructed to go to another room where she'd watch this on video that was being recorded, which will be important for later, so tuck that into the depths of your noggin. There was also a rebirthing script, which I actually found online while doing research, so I will read some of that now. Imagine yourself as a teeny little baby inside your mother's womb, and what it felt like. Warm. It felt tight because her stomach was all around you. So, little baby, are you ready to be reborn? If you stay in there, you're going to die, and your mommy's going to die. I also found a transcript of it actually happening, and again, warning, this gets intense. So 8 minutes in, Candace speaks up. Who's sitting on me? I can't do it. 9 minutes in, she begins screaming for help. I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. Whoever is pushing on my head, it's not helping. I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't breathe. Please quit pushing on my head, somebody's sitting on top of me. Where am I supposed to come out? Right here where my finger is? I can't do it. I'm gonna die. Do you want me to die? Die right now and go to heaven. Go ahead and die right now. For real. For real. Eventually, Candace vomited and defecated on herself, at which Connell says, "Stay in there with the poop and vomit." Around 32 minutes in, Candace stops responding. She gets to stay in there with the puke and poop. It's her life. Quitter, 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 quit, 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 quit. She's a quitter. This baby doesn't want to live. She's a quitter. End of the session. Let's talk to the twerp. They unwrapped Candace, and she was passed out from the lack of oxygen. Oh, there she is, sleeping in her vomit. Obviously, she was not sleeping. And when they realized she wasn't breathing and had no pulse and was blue from the lack of fucking oxygen, Jean tried doing CPR while they called an ambulance. I'm sorry, why the fuck did they think she was sleeping if she was blue? Did they think that she just snuck face paint in there, got bored, and took a nap? They're dumbasses for so many reasons. Later, she was pronounced brain dead, though the official cause of death was asphyxiation from vomiting. During the trial, several people testified in defense of Candace, and when the jury was shown the actual rebirthing video used as evidence, they were brought to tears. It was truly horrific, and since her birth parents were ordered to stay away from her, they had to learn of their daughter's death by reading a news article. And in court, it was decided that she was not an uncaring mother. She ran from social services not because she was abusive, but so her kids wouldn't be taken away. And she was devastated to learn of Candace's death. The women could have received a maximum of 48 years in prison, but the judge said that there was no evidence to suggest that they did intend to harm Candace, which, if they didn't intend to harm her, why did they ignore her screams, her cries, her pleas for help? For 30 minutes she pleaded for her life while they stood by. Watkins and 2 other therapists were sentenced to 16 years in prison, and Jean was given a 4-year suspended sentence for reckless child abuse and neglect. And in 2008, Connell Watkins was paroled after only serving 7 years of her sentence. After this tragedy, both Colorado and North Carolina passed Candace's Law, putting a ban on all attachment therapy and rebirthing therapy practices. It's no doubt that this case was a tragedy. Candace was only 10 when she died, and she could have lived such a long life had Jean and the therapist hadn't been so neglectful of her safety and cries for help. Anyway, that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. Obviously, it's an awful thing that happened, but I wanted to bring light to it. I feel like Candace isn't talked about enough like she should be. Anyway, I love you guys. Stay safe and never let anybody take your crown.